What it do, my kings and my queens? This is your girl, Queen 318, Representative Diva House Queen CV, and we into another one. I hope everyone's having a safe and wonderful, blessed day, night, evening, wherever you're watching from. Before we get started, I am not a marriage counselor. I'm not a spiritual counselor. I'm not a teacher. I am no sort of thing. What I am here to do is give you my honest opinion to the best of my abilities, give you feedback into the situation that I am covering right now. This is, as you can see, Eligio Bishop, controversial online spiritual teacher. So his sister wives, they're going into a dialogue on about, let me see, swatting or swatters, because swatting, because swatting is the one thing about when they call your house, the police show up and all other kind of stuff. And swatting, I think that's the one with swatters, when they come, they live on your property without your permission and stuff like that. So swatting is when people call the police to your house on false pretense. And then they're gonna get into about the Natiri Janae, the charges that is currently he is in jail for as we speak of today. So what I'm going to do is break down this video, and this is for fair use content. Hold on. So disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, view, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permanently by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So I'm giving my disclaimer for the Fair Use Act of using this content. And it is in social media and it's in public, so I am giving my disclaimer. YouTube noted. So again, like I stated, I am not a teacher, relationship counselor. I'm not certified for none of this. I'm here to give you guys my opinion, and my opinion only, in the hands of what I am doing content on, and it is concerning Eligio Bishop and all of the stuff that has leaded up to him being incarcerated today, as of today. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. Subscribe if you want to do so. You can share, like, leave a comment to support the channel. But if you want to go any further, you also can support me, and my Cash App will be in the description box. Again, if you want to support me other than subscribing to the channel, liking, sharing, comment, you can also support me in those matters too. But if you want to donate to my channel, it will be in the description box. So with further ado, let's get it.
Is a controversial online spiritual teacher. He is a victim of swatting and now malicious.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I do have to stop this video from time to time because, again, this is not my original content. I am doing somewhat of a reaction to this video, so I speed this video up. So if you guys want to go watch the original content, it's over there on Nature Boy TV. So I do have to stop this video and give my commentary, because that's what YouTube want us to do when we is not giving you guys our original content. So again, if you want to go watch the original content, go over to his channel. It's called Nature Boy TV.
Prosecution. Before we get into the malicious prosecution, I want to show you a timeline of the multiple accounts Mr. Bishop's online critics have swatted him. Now, what is swatting? Swatting is the action or practice of making a prank call to emergency services in an attempt to bring about the dispatch of a large number of armed police officers to a particular address. The following will show swatting in Mexico, April 2019. There was no visual footage taken for this SWAT, but we have police documents showing that they did their research and found nothing wrong. After they investigated everyone, we were released and proceeded to travel to Nicaragua. Swatting in Nicaragua, June 28th, 2019.
You want to come and see in the house? So gonna see what's going on. This is what I have to go through with trolls, bro. This is what I have to go through with trolls, bro. Let the U.S. Embassy know I'm being harassed. You feel what I'm saying? I'm being forcibly accused, y'all. So we about to head out. See what's going on with that. And it's not true. That's crazy. They're forcibly accusing me right now. So try to see what's going on. That's the police out here. This is what my trolls do. They out here with guns and everything.
Weird. I'm gonna put in the video real quick. Alright.
Nicaragua police separate Mr. Bishop from the family and arrest him in Nicaragua's political prison. Fortunately, we find a Spanish-speaking lawyer to explain to Nicaragua police the online critics are posing false allegations. After 3 dreadful weeks, Mr. Bishop is released.
That shit was crazy what I went through, man. Like, I want to let y'all know everything that happened to me. My haters, as usual, they done this to me in Mexico, they done this to me in Belize. A bunch of them will call the U.S. Embassy and with the clipped up videos and all the things that they had to say about me. And they will make an alarm trigger. They contacted the local police in Nicaragua. My haters, actually, they call it gang stalking or whatever. So they are.
Okay. It's, of course you have haters. Everyone have haters. I mean, even our Father in heaven, he had haters. So, it's not that people are hating on him. I got something else to say, but I'm going to say that for a clip that's coming up after all the overseas stuff. So, if he didn't put his business out on the World Wide Web, he would not have spectators as us giving our opinion on the stuff that we're seeing. When he first came out, it was happy and go lucky, and then he started getting a little bit bigger and bigger headed. So then he wanted to be a pimp. He started seeing other content creators. He started taking on their persona. We don't know who is the real Eligio Bishop. We have a persona of him. Because when he first came out, he was this way. Then he became that way. Then he became that way. So if y'all look at the women now, if you look at their attire, or how they dress, they have on attire from all these nationality of different ethnic groups. They have the Hindu persona going on. They have the Muslim persona going on. They got the Eastern, Western type of persona going on. They don't even know who the fuck they are. You got the dot, I think that's Hindu. That red dot is Hindu. And then the other little makeup they want to put on their bodies, the body art or whatever. They have all these type of cultures wrapped into one to make up a fucking type of religion of their own. So they don't even know who the fuck they are. Now they Muslim. And the Muslim community, they not having that shit. Farrakhan ain't having that shit. The Israelites, they ain't having that shit. They respect their women. They might have more than one, but we damn sure ain't gonna know about it. They might have a side chick. We ain't gonna know about it. Because they not that fucking messy. So he can say trolling and haters and all that stuff. But if you don't put the shit in our face, we won't be able to give our opinion about the shit that you do. So moving on. Like the content, please.
They called the police, they sent the videos, all kind of stuff. You know how they make me look online. They sent it, and Nicaragua was alarmed by that. Nicaragua had me up something to get me to come investigate me and to make sure that this wasn't true. They took me to this political prison. And 24-hour lockdown, I was treated like their worst prisoners. So at first, when the officers pulled up at the house, I'm like, all right, cool, I already been through this before, like in Mexico. They're gonna come, my haters told them a whole bunch of stuff. They're gonna investigate everybody, they're gonna find out it's not true, and they're gonna let us go. Boom. So I already knew that was gonna happen. Nah, not Nicaragua. So Nicaragua treats me as if I did the shit. You know what I'm saying? They locked me up like I did.
Swatting in Panama, December 4th, 2019. But Panama police swat us while we're at the beach. They had everyone get on their knees with their hands in the air. They took us all to the police station, but only arrested Mr. Bishop and a few others. Once the police find no actual evidence of the false allegations our critics put online, their solution is to deport us back to the United States. Eligio spends 4 days in Panama jail until he is deported. Swatting in Hawaii, June 11th, 2020. In Hawaii, our online critics sent their clip of videos to Hawaiian police, which then led to us being harassed by the Hawaiian people.
Get off this island, dog.
You're fucking island. You don't fucking belong here.
You trying to be like me? I'm trying to be like you. Shut up. Oh, okay, got trouble.
No, send your address because I'm scared, bitch.
Send your address.
What's your address?
Why you hating like that?
I know you live by Big Island. I live Big Island too.
Why you hating like that?
Good. You don't belong here.
Why? When I do you, people be putting on a lot of shit about you guys being up to no good on here.
Yeah, you guys got like all these bad headlines and whatnot, but you gotta understand where us as locals are coming from. The Hawaiian people did not want us on the island due to the videos that they seen from our critics. They used quarantine regulations to officially remove us from the island.
Chelsea Davis joins us with new reaction tonight. Chelsea.
He said court documents said a YouTube video published on Monday showed the defendant, Eligio Bishop, at Carl Smith Beach Park petting a sea turtle. He had just arrived in Hawaii the day before and signed paperwork saying he would quarantine for 14 days.
To essentially tell them you're either going to stay in jail or you're going to leave the island. I don't know if that's appropriate once it sees the light of day.
38-year-old Eligio Bishop stood in his cell block at the Hilo jail, cuffed, attending his initial court appearance virtually. His attorney argued that his bail be reduced from $4,000 to $1,000. The judge declined. She says there are still people staying at that vacation rental today.
With Hawaii leaving us with the only option to either stay in jail or leave the island, we eventually decided to leave the island after being detained for 3 days. Swatting in Puerto Rico, June 2021. The online critics find Eligio's location and send police to harass him.
Wait, okay. I'm live, you guys. I'm right here. Like, I didn't do anything. Call the lawyer, bro. Call the lawyer, bro. Call the lawyer. I didn't do anything. I didn't post anything on YouTube. They posted on YouTube. I didn't post it on YouTube.
I think I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me. I think this is the jail where the officers made their asses take a bath before they had to be released. They said the stench, and they was in the open area. The stench that was coming off the women and the men, but more or less the women, was something that nobody knows should experience in any of lifetime. Woo, 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 woo. So I think this is the this is the jail where they had to take a bath before being released. I mean, like, are you fucking serious? All the shit that they was doing and they heard and reported, they didn't care about none of that. None of that. They told they ass, before we release you back to general population into this good old world, your ass is gonna take a fucking bath. My.
They're lying. That's what I'm saying to you. What was wrong with those? I uploaded any video. I have trolls that follow me, okay, right? And they be trolling me. Everything I do, they trolling me.
The police then told him to leave the island. After swatting in Puerto Rico, it then starts in DeKalb County, Decatur, Georgia. Next, you will see critics calling DeKalb County police, making false reports on Mr. Bishop. It will also show police body cam visuals of them coming to his home multiple times.
I was going to the call history out here. It's like a cheat on the school. It's all the time. It's the same phone number.
We have a lot of, this isn't the first time that this has happened. We have online trolls that keep calling harassing us.
You got trolls online. My name's Eligio. I'm online. Yeah. No, I say Bishop. Yeah. So the trolls online, they keep calling the cops just to get attention to us.
Well, let me ask you a question, because it seems to be, because I was doing a little research on the way over, it seems to be one person. Do you know who that one person might be?
Well, this is a group of people. It's probably World News. A dude named World
Well,
News.
it's the same, on most of these calls, it's the same phone number, which means we believe it's the same person that's doing
Yeah,
it.
they're trolling us. They're just doing that to troll us.
How do they know where you reside? How do they track down your
Well,
address?
on my house, they look up, like, things that look, you know what I'm saying, similar, and they look up online, and then they find it.
And see how that officer made that statement that it's a one number to keep calling, that same number. So when white folks do that and call and make false statements on black people, how come they can't say, oh, that give us the number? I know it's for their safety, but if they're gonna call and make false reports on a black person because they're out cooking or they out doing this and doing that, then as a public we have the right to know. They didn't give us the person's name, but they said it's a particular number that keep calling. See right there, I don't respect that person keep calling and making false accusations on them, even though the shit that they're doing is some fucked up shit. But Malia she also have a part to play in this as well, because you had your ass out there whining and crying because shit wasn't going your way, and you brought attention as well to the cult. So you have the outside calling, but you also was out there causing a scene, making the police presence be known to come and investigate y'all asses. So you just can't blame the people calling your ass. You gotta take responsibility of this too, Malia. If you watching, Malia, you have to take responsibility of the actions that your ass have partaken in, being in a polyandrous relationship with fucking Nature Boy.
Address and what's going on in the place.
Well, someone check if y'all are you sure that we can maybe add comments to this case when you have a compliment? Everyone's safe here, right? Everyone's free to leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be fine with what's going on.
Okay. I'm going to add some comments to the call, so maybe the next officer that gets a call can see the comments and is aware, okay? So
I'd rather y'all come in and check and see if the truth is playing what I like, right? If you go to Nature Boy on here, you'll see that people make money off talking about us. But this is my classes and everything. But look, right, if you just put Nature Boy in here, there's people that watch us, and they say little things. It's trolls. Like, they say stuff about, like, if I'm online talking and teaching, they'll clip one minute of it and be like,
take out content time.
so it's a whole thing. It's like a whole community. It's like a little small percentage of people that don't like me, and so they'll order food or they'll send a comment. So it's just trolls. They haven't seen us in a couple of days because we've been like falling back. And,
Actually, it said that. It said what they haven't heard from her into it. But
I love your office. Take care. Please give me a handshake. How you going? Take care. It's nice to meet you. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So you take. All right. That's all. Thanks. Absolutely.
Hey, what's going on, man? What lady? Bro, you see what I'm talking about, bro? I don't know. You okay? I see you enjoying yourself. Enjoying myself. Is everything okay? I know. We just got another call out here. Okay, once again, hopefully this is... I don't know who this person is.
What's up, G? Man, listen, did you say one thing on the line? What? Man, I say one thing. We're real preachers. We don't believe in harming no kids. We don't believe in harming animals. We don't believe in harming the earth. We don't believe in harming human beings. We are peaceful people that teach meditation and living in true way.
Now that's a fucking lie. We have seen you on multiple occasions abusing women and men. I haven't seen you abusing any children besides that one video about you having sex in front of your son. I have not seen it. I don't want to see it. But we have seen you physically abuse women and men. And I don't know how the fuck that's possible for your ass to put your hands on a motherfucking man and he didn't press your ass. But that's another story for another time. But any fucking ways. So, you're not peaceful. You're not nurturing. You're not kind. You're not loving. You are narcissistic. You are bitch ass nigga. And you do not deserve to set a foot back in this good old free motherfucking world that we are living in today. Because again, you have not learned your fucking lesson. And when you get out, you see, while you in jail, you still online. You had some fuck niggas in jail behind you throwing up the fucking sign, the 3 God and all the other kind of shit. Your fake ass followers, they was trying to do that shit to get a little proper, a little fame or whatever. That didn't last long. But you have not set your ass in jail long enough to reflect on the shit that you have done. So when you get out this time, all it's going to do is that you're going to learn maybe to try to stay offline or do shit off a line, because that's how you make your money, because neither one of y'all motherfuckers won't get a fucking job. So that's how you make your money on social media. But doing the fuck shit, you might learn a little bit smarter way of not uploading that shit, but you ain't learned a motherfucking thing. So in my opinion, your ass do not deserve to be free, because you are a parasite. Yes, you are a parasite to women, men, and children. And that's my opinion. So, again, if you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Subscribe if you want to do so. Notification bell button. So when I upload, you guys can be notified. Thumbs up, share, leave a comment. Greatly appreciated. That's how you can support the channel.
That's the opposite of what we teach. But that's the truth. People that don't agree say that they bring cops over here to listen. But that's what we've been going through. I try to let them know it's a weird people on the internet that, you know what I'm saying? There's weird people that don't like you on the internet.
You are a parasite, nigga.
DeKalb County Police went to Eligio's home a total of 27 times. Here's an example of the phone calls DeKalb County Police were getting from Eligio's online critics.
You call this number often to check this location. What's going on that you're calling that you're making multiple calls to 911 in reference to this house?
Sometimes we speak in the garage, and it's not back in the house.
Do you know this? Is this the young man that someone said he's called Nature Boy? Nature Boy, yes. We've been out here a bunch of times because people call and we checked on the ladies there. We've spoken to them several times. I've been out here on day shift, during the daytime when people call, and everybody that lives here seems happy. They say they know they're in a polygamy relationship. So, I mean, there's nothing we can do.
I would like to make note that that if the guy doesn't have his name on the lease, or he's possibly forcing his sister to allow him to stay there, then he should be removed from the premises. If he has all these people living in a house.
Well, only the owner can have him removed from the premises. Are you the owner?
No, but a lot of people are not allowed to live in one house.
I mean, people can live as many as they want. No rules or regulations to how many can live in a house.
Don't you have to have your name on the lease?
No, it's a private residence. It's a private house.
I didn't even know polygamy was legal.
Well, who's to say that you can legally have a sexual relationship with anybody that you want to? Time.
Married to one person, but he has 3 other women living with him.
Well, that would be up to that's an alternative lifestyle, but it's not illegal. Ma'am, we filed a report. We've done this. We can't continually every 2 or 3 days come by and drive by his house and harass him.
If there's 20 people sleeping in a garage, is that illegal?
Not if somebody wants to allow people to stay in their garage.
Here's documentation from the DeKalb County Police Department stating that the online critics are making false reports of a crime. They failed to swat him in DeKalb County with their false reports, so they needed to find another way. And they used Janae Noel, also known as Natiri. Swatting now turns into a malicious prosecution. Malicious prosecution occurs when a police officer or other government official causes criminal charges to be filed against a person when the official knows probable cause is lacking, and the charges are filed because of personal animosity, bias, or some other reason outside of the interest of justice. In such cases, the victim's 14th Amendment right to liberty has been violated. An arrest is found to violate the 4th Amendment because it was not supported by probable cause or valid warrant. Elements of a malicious prosecution include 1. A prosecution instituted maliciously, 2. Without probable cause, which 3. Has terminated favorably to the plaintiff. Now, let's break down how this prosecution was done maliciously, starting with the alleged victim's initial police report done March 30th, 2022.
This happened today, right?
Well, this happened yesterday. I tried calling yesterday.
But you didn't call.
I did call, but I wasn't in the area. So my name is Janae Noel. I was recently, with my ID, a part of a cult that's known as a sex cult.
Natiri has known Mr. Bishop for over 6 years, and she has never referred to the tribe as a sex cult. That reference is only used by online critics.
And they're located here in Atlanta.
So you were part of this cult?
Yeah, this cult.
Okay.
And the person who runs it, his name is Eligio Bishop.
Is it your boyfriend or no?
Yeah, he was my, I don't know how.
Don't sit up here, whoever's narrating this motherfucking content for it, Nature Boy. Don't sit up here and act like you ain't never said or did some shit out of content when you was fucking mad. A lot of us have done and said shit when we was fucking mad. Don't act like I'm the only one. So, you're putting all this stuff together. What are we supposed to do with this besides make content? It has a public defender. I don't know if his lawyer is a paid lawyer, but as we know of now, he is a public defender. That's for his lawyer to sort out these types of things. Like with Tory Lanez, he had a paid fucking lawyer, and his lawyer dropped the fucking ball. And he is very known to Nature Boy. So if his lawyer can drop the ball on Tory Lanez, baby, Nature Boy ain't got no dog in his fight. He ain't got no dog in his fight. And Janae, sorry girl, hey girl, I love you. She wanted to be number one. That's why she was going from house to house and in and out, because she wanted to be the head bitch in charge. That was not going over here at this household. She got tired of the bullshit. So it's her choice if she wants to say that he R-worded her. And of course he did leak that tape because he was mad. But it's her choice to say what she will and won't do by him leaking that fucking tape on her ass. The state of Atlanta, I don't know how long is it for the statute of limitations. So she could have did this shit yesterday, a year or two later. But it's her choice when she wanted to go to the fucking police office and say that this nigga R-worded me and he's sought revenge porn on me. And it was up to his lawyer to get him out of this sticky ass fucking situation. But thank you for bringing stuff to our attention. Some of the documents that we were not privy to. But What the fuck do we supposed to do with all this shit but make content about it? Thank you, boo-boo. Thank you.
Yeah, my boyfriend at the time would say that.
What happened today?
What happened the other day, because I left already. I left like some days ago, and I wasn't back there. But what happened is he's doing revenge porn on me online, and he has a big presence online. So he's posting porn of me and him without my consent online right now. And I'm just filing that report because that's wrong. He was in jail for that, so that's why I had to escape. I had to sneak out because he wasn't allowing me to.
And you didn't call when you got out?
No, because
you escaped?
Yeah, I didn't call him. I already left that facility.
But did you let him know? Did you call him and let him know, hey, you can't post that, you know?
No, I didn't call him. I didn't let him know anything. I didn't get in contact with him at all.
You text him and let him know? I mean, did you make videos with him? Consensual videos with him at the time? Because how does he have those videos? Okay, so did you text him and let him know that, hey, you can't be posting them? Because he's going to be using that against you, you know what I mean? Yeah, but you didn't text him to say that, hey, you can't be posting that, you know? I would just let him know, like, text that, like, you know, hey, why are these videos? Did he text you, say, hey, I'm going to release these videos of you? Or informant? He didn't say, hey, I'm doing this because of this. Okay.
Officer Hugh asks 3 important questions. 1, did you tell him to take the videos down? She replies, no. 2, did he say he was posting it for revenge? She replied, no. And 3, were the videos consensual? She replied, yes. Let's continue.
So there's not going to be any, until I do this, you guys are not going to go.
Yeah, we can't wait. So basically what he did was posted a couple of
It doesn't matter if the tape was consent or not. Like with Melody and her husband, she was aware of the tape being made between her and her husband, so they can sit back and enjoy and watch themselves when they want to. Like with her and Nature Boy. Yes, he made the tape, and yes, she was aware about it, and yes, she gave him consent to fucking make the goddamn tape. But that does not mean that when he's mad at her, he has the right to leak the shit. So that's where we come at when it says revenge porn. So I don't know why you trying to use all these big old words and shit like she gave him consent and all that kind of stuff. Yes, she was aware of the tape. Of course. I made a tape with my baby daddy. Okay, all right. But that does not mean when we get mad at each other, he has the right to leak the shit. That is revenge porn. Okay? So if you're going to leak the shit, leak it the right way so we can make a coin off of it. I know we ain't going to be like no Ray J and Kim Kardashian, but baby, if you're going to leak it where we can get paid off of it. Don't leak it because you're mad in your feelings. We can't make a coin off of fucking Twitter. Put the shit on Pornhub. Red too, whatever, all that kind of shit. You know, on fucking porn sites. So we can try to make a coin. Don't leak this shit to motherfucking TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. We can't make no money off of that. The fuck?
Of you without your consent, right? On Twitter. Anything else?
He also had his women like jumping. So that's another thing.
Well, yeah, I would not join any more calls.
It is important to highlight here that she said nothing about rape. It is obvious that the T, one of Eligio's online critics, told her to go to the cops for revenge porn. After she goes to the police for revenge porn, the very next day, she does an interview with the T on March 31st. At this point of the interview, she says that her and Mr. Bishop make love.
So I go back inside. To tell him bye. And I hug him and he says, I love you. And I said, I love you too. And so he takes me into the other room and I start crying in his arms. At this point, I'm looking at him in the eyes and me being dumb, I got manipulated back in. Literally, like, I couldn't resist him in that moment. In that moment, I was really vulnerable. And he knew exactly what to say to me to help have me stay there with him. And yeah, we did make love in that moment. That was like being a stupid ass, like letting him manipulate me back into the situation and allowing him to have sex with me. So at this point, I was like, oh my god, I'm stupid as fuck because I'm a sucker for fucking love.
Notice that nothing about rape was said until the T, Alex Castor, planted the idea.
Do you realize that what he did to you before you left was, do you think that it was truly lovemaking or making love to you, or do you feel that it was, that it was coercion, which is pretty much one step down from, sexual abuse?
Pay close attention how Natiri responds to the question of, did you experience sexual abuse?
I know that it was a buzz because it just felt fake.
Bitch.
I just felt like he was acting and just to keep me, like I'm just some kind of trophy to keep and not, share with the world. I'm just something to just collect dust on the shelf. And I felt stupid. I felt real dumb because I'm supposed to be this strong ass woman, but I fell right back into it, So yeah, I know it wasn't I know it wasn't real. I knew that he was like just having sex to me just to have sex with me so I could stay, thinking all I needed was dick, and that wasn't it. What I wanted was love, real genuine true love for him and the family, forgiveness, and I didn't even get that. So I just wanted to leave at that point.
In this next part of the interview, you see the T coercing Nateri to press charges.
I just want to let the audience know that, guys, I did ask her earlier on in the interview if she was, going to go to the authorities and, file charges for the assault, the multiple assaults that had happened to her before she left. And she did say that she was addressing this on her own, and so we have to leave it in her hands and, see what happens from there. But she was asked that question already. So, guys, please stop saying that she should press charges. We have absolutely let her know that, that's what she should do, and I absolutely support you 100% because you were assaulted.
Alice Castor is coercing Janae to press charges on Eligio Bishop.
And the T, I love her fucking content. I love her channel. Go over there, subscribe to her channel. You guys, tell her House of Queens TV sent you there. But I absolutely love her channel. She did not coerce Janae. She asked her a question. She was giving her advice, one person to another. Like I said, it was up to Janae to do all these things. You can say it's coercion, but it's not. She was giving her opinion, giving her advice. She was interviewing her. She put out statements and questions, and it was up to, like I said, it was up to Janae. She went to her before she even had that interview with the T. So you can't sit here and say that the T coerced her to go to the police station. No, she did not. Janae went on her own. But it really doesn't fucking matter who coerced her and all other kind of shit. The nigga still in fucking jail. So if y'all got any problems, y'all got any fucking beef, take it up with his fucking lawyer.
Now that the idea of rape is planted in Janae's mind, 7 days later, she calls the police back. It reads, April 7, 2022, Miss Noel called back and stated she would like to speak to us. If you got raped, why didn't you tell the police that the first time? Why didn't you initially tell them that? Because the idea was planted in her head after doing the interview with the T. The T coerced Janae to press charges so they can finally meet their objective of getting Mr. Bishop locked up. She calls the police back, and now the story changes. But remember in the initial police report when Officer Hugh asked if there was anything else?
He said it was posted a couple videos of you without your consent, right? On Twitter. Anything else?
He also had his women like jumping. So that's enough. Notice that when the officer asked her if there was anything else, she never says anything about rape. Now we're going to go into the interview that she does with Detective Moore and Finosium 7 days after her initial police report. At this point in the interview, the detectives and alleged victim are joking over a serious matter.
Uber's outside, and I try to go upstairs to say bye to the king, and I'm just going to call him the king because that's what I'm supposed to.
Nature boy.
Nature boy. Yeah, nature boy.
I've seen Survey.
Oh my God. Thank God someone knows what I'm talking about. We're a little familiar. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Okay, so I can just talk normal now. Okay.
Elements of a malicious prosecution has terminated favorably to the plaintiff. At this point of the interview, Detective Moore expresses his malicious intent to lock Mr. Bishop up.
So let me explain how I come to find out about this. This is probably 2 months ago, maybe 6-7 weeks ago. I get a phone call from this Hispanic lady. So when she told me about these videos, I looked up, as I started watching these videos, and I'm in awe of what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So that's how I got familiar with that.
Yeah.
And I would just watch videos, not believing what the hell I was seeing.
Yeah.
And another detective, and was familiar, I showed him these videos, he's like, you've been trying to get this nature boy for a minute because of some things he's seen online. Trying to get this nature boy for a minute because of some things he's seen online. Yeah, here you are. He is, I'm just using.
Got your ass. You cannot say, now you want to say, first it was the T, then you say it was Nateri, and now you can say that the detective had malicious intent to lock him up. No, he said that it was a Hispanic woman that contacted him and told him to watch these videos. Yes, the videos that he may have seen is kind of harsh to watch. It's a hard pill to swallow. Of course it is. You're watching these women get abused and these men get abused and all the stuff that he's doing, carry on like a fucking hood booger. So, those things that he was doing in the video, of course he'd get arrested for them. That's domestic violence. You cause bodily harm to another person. But, in the good old judicial system, he could not do anything with those videos until one of those persons that was actually in those videos came forward to file a complaint on his bitch ass. So, boom, boom, boom on your bitch ass. We got him. So, they could not do anything by watching those videos until someone that was in those videos came forward to file a fucking complaint. And who was that? That was my good old sister, Janae. She came in and filed a complaint. So now, all the stuff that was in the videos, that's, I don't know the legal system. They only can go on the sex tape that they seen. And no other person has came forward besides Velvet and some other people from the Carmination or whatever. But the tapes, I haven't seen none of the videos, and I don't know what he had watched. But like I said, he could be charged for those videos if the person in those videos came forward to file a fucking complaint. And which, who was it? Just fucking Janae. Girl, congratulations, girl.
He's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the charisma. I mean, it's you know, it's understandable. He gets everybody with his charisma, like you said. But it is what it is. You know. So let me real quick go back. We went back up to say goodbye. Pulled you into another room.
Janae never said Mr. Bishop pulled her in the room. Here's what she describes.
He physically was not pulling me.
Yeah, he let me into the other room. Let me into the room.
She clearly says he led her in the room. In the case notes, they had that Mr. Bishop moved her to the room. Next, Detective Moore coerces Janae Newell to press charges. He blatantly states Mr. Bishop needs to be jammed up.
I think we've got a pretty good case here. I mean, really, I do. But it all, for now, comes down to you.
That's his personal opinion.
Detective Moore admits that the state has no evidence, so they're relying on her word to pursue a malicious prosecution.
This guy needs to be jammed up. He needs to go.
I think he gets put in a mental hospital so he can get help.
Well, I got that in prison.
Yeah, I want that.
Okay, but here's the thing. I understand I've still got feelings for him, okay? And I get that. But he's not a good man.
I thought he was.
What?
Behind him used to dead. You know, it's one of those things.
He knew what he was doing. He's been knowing what he's doing. Okay? He's like probably, I mean, the biggest narcissist I think I can ever remember actually seeing. And to think of God, the guy is not a good man. You ever hear him ever talk like it? This guy's a fucking clown.
No, they never sound bad about him.
He sounds like he can probably go both ways.
Right.
Well, he needs to continue that in prison. I'm sorry, the guy's not a good person, not a good human being. He don't need to be out here. And I tell this to a lot of people. You need to come first before him. Okay? I mean, you're wanting something good for a guy that's been bad.
Yeah.
Okay?
Elements of a malicious prosecution. Prosecution instituted maliciously and without probable cause. Charges are filed because of personal animosity, bias, or some other reason outside of the interest of justice. Not only does Janae say they made love in the T interview, she also says it in this interview to the detectives. There are 3 times Janae mentions sex with Mr. Bishop. All 3 times will be played. The first time.
And that's when he made love to me.
And I don't know the ins and outs and stuff like this, but anytime having sex with a man or a woman, even if it was consent, at any time a woman and a man has the option to say, stop, no, I don't want this anymore. And at that time, you can say, okay, I'm gonna let you up, or I'm gonna get up. But as y'all having consented sex with each other, at any time that person can say, I don't want to continue doing this, I don't want to do this no more, stop, and no. Then you have to get your ass up and let the girl or let the man be. Then that comes into a form of the R word. So I don't know why y'all bird brains don't understand that. I can have sex right now. At any time I tell him stop, no, I don't want to continue this, and he or she say, I'm not finna get up, then that comes to the form of the R word. Stop playing. Please thumbs up the content, you guys. Please, please, please. It's very important for you guys to thumb up the content. Also, if you guys want to donate to my Cash App, I will leave it in the description box. House of Queens TV, my kings and my queen. Let's go. Let's get it, baby.
The second time.
And at this point, she's looking me in the eyes and telling me this and that third. We make love.
Once again, she states we make love. Here's the third time.
And a part of me just gave it to him because I did, still cater for him.
She says this, but the detective's case notes, arrest warrant, and affidavit were completely different to what Noelle states in her interview. To begin, let's look at the discrepancies in the case notes. These statements are all filled with little white lies. We will be focusing on the most important ones to prove that this case was done maliciously. On the second line, it reads, she stated she continued to tell him she wanted to leave, and he became irate. In none of the interviews does Noelle describe Mr. Bishop as irate. The next point is on the fourth line. It reads, she continued to ask to leave and began crying. The detectives worded to make it seem like Noelle is in danger. But let's play back what she actually says.
I hug him and he says, I love you. And I said, I love you too. So he takes me into the other room and I start crying in his arms.
That doesn't sound like she's in any danger to me. The next point is also on the fourth line, reading, she stated Mr. Bishop began to attempt to have sex with her, and she told him no, but he continued.
But he made love to me.
She told him no.
This and that third. We made love.
And yeah, we did make love in that moment.
The next point is on the fifth line, reading, she stated they made love because she didn't want to fight him off any longer. Let's play back what she actually says.
A part of me just gave it to him because I did, still cater for him.
What she actually says is, she gave it to him because she has feelings for him, not because she was tired of fighting him off. Now we are going to expose the inconsistencies in the arrest warrant. In the arrest warrant, it describes the situation completely different from the alleged victim's actual statements. It uses words like forcibly and against her will to criminalize Mr. Bishop. It continues to read that he forced himself in her. How is this even possible when she only described it as lovemaking? The detectives also put this in the affidavit. Again, they say that he pulled her in the room.
But we also, Malia and what her name is, Efru, whatever her name is, even Zoka, all y'all females have stated once upon a time that y'all did not want to have sex with him, and he wanted it anyways. So that is, he forced y'all into having sex with him, because at that moment y'all was tired, or whatever reason that y'all did not want to have intercourse with him. He forced himself on you. That is the R word in some type of way, because he wanted it and you guys did not. And I'm trying to make light of this because I don't want to get mad and angry and let stuff come out of my mouth that I know darn well that I should not be saying, because I'm in my feelings of how I personally feel for this nigga. So that's why I'm up here making a little light of the situation, even though none of this stuff is a laughing fucking matter at all. None of this is a laughing matter. But for me not to put my personal feelings into this content, that's why I'm making a little light of the situation, because I don't want my personal feelings to override my judgment on how I really feel about Eligio Bishop.
Let me into the other room. Let me into the other room. The detectives wrote that she told him no multiple times, but he kept pursuing. The lies continue. Note, what was actually said and what's written on the paper are not the same. And this is how they got a warrant on Mr. Bishop, by not being honest. April 14th, 2022, Eligio Bishop is now swatted again in DeKalb County on a malicious prosecution. The following video will show a split screen of the SWAT outside and inside of the house.
What a surprise, boys. Surprise, 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 surprise. Got your ass. There was an old lady sitting under the tree. She called me over and she said to me, "My days left here but not be long. I would waste my time telling you nothing wrong. Loving the flowers need the sun and the rain. A little bit of pleasure worth a whole lot of pain. If you learn the secret, how to forgive, a long, better life and relationship you live. No pain, no pain, no pain, no pain, no gain. No pain, no pain, no gain." Just because he bring the flowers and candy and all type of bullshit, honey, when you know you haven't been doing the things that you should be doing, huh? No pain, no gain.
They never informed us on why they were detaining us. They only told us that they had to take us to the police station so they could talk to us. After a couple hours, they finally start taking us to the police station.
No pain, no gain. Sitting under the tree, she called me over and she said to me, "My days left here and not be long. I wouldn't waste my time telling you nothing wrong. Loving the flowers need the sun and the rain. A little bit of pleasure for a whole lot of fun. If you learn the secret, how to forgive, better life you live. No pain, no pain, no gain. No pain, no pain, no gain.
Once we arrived at the police station, they still didn't talk to or question anyone. Only Malia and Zoka were asked personal questions like, what would they do without Mr. Bishop? But no questions were asked pertaining to the charges. After a few hours of just sitting in a room without talking to anyone, they eventually drop us all back off at the house, except for Mr. Bishop. Once they drop us off, we see the warrant on the table. And at that moment, we knew Mr. Bishop was being set up. The very next day, multiple news reporters were knocking at our door.
P.O. Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, is accused of rape and false imprisonment, along with other charges. Neighbors saw 11 alive. They're stunned by the allegations, but are even more surprised by what this group is posting online.
Its social accounts reaching tens of thousands of people on Instagram and YouTube. Joe Ripley, live outside the DeKalb County Police Department. Joey, you got to speak to this group of Carbon Nation?
Yeah, Carbon Nation, this is a group that says they abide by a different philosophy. Their leader, Eligio Bishop, appeared in court for the first time today since being arrested earlier this week at a DeKalb County home. And after a judge read out his warrants of charges, he simply replied by saying, quote, outstanding. Neighbors there in that DeKalb County community are concerned tonight.
Mr. Bishop, good afternoon, sir.
Eligio Bishop saw a judge for the first time since his arrest earlier this week. His case now lies in the hands of Superior Court. DeKalb police arrested Bishop at this home in Decatur, charging him with rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of sexually explicit transmission.
He's extremely loving, extremely forgiving. Literally wouldn't hurt a fly.
This man, who goes by Captain Ace, says he's part of the group Carbon Nation. Ace calls Bishop the head of the international organization.
This is one of the most troubling experiences I've ever had.
Ace described Carbon Nation as a religious
philosophy based on science, focused on living a life of principles and morals. He joined the group about 4 years ago.
I met him online. That was my initial contact with him. I seen that he was teaching knowledge that was superior to any other scholar or any other leader that I had encountered at the time.
God is a very loving being. He's very caring. He's very holy. They insist he should never have been arrested.
You wasn't saying that shit when your ass was trying to get away from his motherfucking ass. You wasn't saying that shit when we seen you with a swollen lip. You wasn't saying all that shit when you was running down the street when all them females was chasing your ass. Now he's such a good man. Love that man. Take care of that man, girl. He's such a great man. He's such a good leader. He's such a good teacher. He's the prophet. He's the God. There's only one God.
Stood by DeKalb County Police Wednesday night.
I came outside. Police were circling with the helicopter. I seen first. Then I come to the front window. We see they're outside with guns pointed at the doors, pointing at the windows.
This is a revolving door, and you can come in and out as you please. No one's going to hold you against your will.
Sexual education.
That's a lie.
And so that's one of the charges that's trying to be brought against my chief is for revenge porn. But the female that was here, the woman that was here, she gave consent to actually release it for sexual education. It's not just like porn. It's for educational purposes.
I did speak at length with the women there. They said that many women come and go from this organization because they don't necessarily like what they discover about themselves, and say that this is another targeted attack against Mr. Bishop. Now, what would make a woman do something like this? The alleged victim has always been jealous that she's not Mr. Bishop's queen. Now we're going to double back into the T interview because the alleged victim says something very important. She expresses why she leaves Mr. Bishop and her true feelings of not being queen.
So I'll tell you exactly what happened when I left Carbon Nation. And one of the reasons why I left is because y'all don't know. When he was trying to do the queen thing, there wasn't going to be a new queen. It was all an act. At first it wasn't. I'm thinking that I actually have a chance to like prove that, okay, well I can definitely, take the
And we all stated that as well, that Janae wants to be queen of Carbon Nation. When she was over there with that other guy, I forgot his name, I don't know his name at this moment. She was over there living good, she was eating good, she was in good health. She was wearing nice clothes. He let them come and go. They had freedom. She was allowed to do what she wanted, but she had to leave him over there because, like he said, he don't put his women against each other. And they're all queens. There's not one above the other. She wants to have, for whatever insecurities that she's harboring, she wants to have that number one spot. And if you're going to be in a relationship with a man that have multiple women, you have to have that stability, that mindset that I am not the only one. And if my man don't play all of us against each other, we can actually live a happy, polyandrous type of relationship. But Eligio don't like that. He like that toxicity in his household, in his life. That's why he's the fucking place that he's at now, because he didn't know how to lead. He want a leader. He had a bunch of flunkies, broken women and men that did not know they worth. You can't actually be. Take it from Kevin Wesley, I believe that's his name. He has 2 wives. They are living happily together. Yes, he may probably put one above the other, but they probably have arguments here and there, but it's not displayed for us to see it. But from what we know, they are happy. And if they're not happy, I'm quite sure that they will take an initiative to themselves to leave the situation. But in this household, he had a lot of toxic, broken individuals that did not know their self-worth. And the person that they was looking up for guidance, he didn't know his self-worth either. You had the blind and crippled leading the blind and the fucking cripple.
A queen thing and really do something positive with the cult. But nah, he was like, it was never going to be that way. He said that it's going to be queenly a queen's queen. Queenly a queen's queen. She's going to remain the queen. after the court thing, I'm going to be her servant, meaning I'm going to be her caddy. I do everything for her. And for a day or two, I was that. I was her servant. And I'm going to be her servant, and I'm going to kiss her feet in front of the whole world. So that was the plan. And I wasn't really always okay with it, but I tried to be okay with it because I tried to think of the bigger picture about how he's saying he's about to adorn Malia, and make her the queen and show how a black woman should be treated, and, you know, make her the face of carbonation. And I'm just like, all right, well, I can sacrifice, you know, me really feeling like I could do it for her to take the shine. But in my heart, I didn't really feel like that's what I wanted to do, because he said, and you're going to be in the background. And when he said that, it triggered me, because I'm like, I'm not made to be in the background, yo. I know that about myself. I'm not made to be behind nobody. And I shine really bright. He wanted me to dress her up every day, you know, with the fashion that I got, all the clothes I brought. Wanted me to do everything for her. Anything that she wanted, I was supposed to do for her. And when I really thought about it, after seeing that they didn't really respect me or cared for me at all, they just said, oh, you just bought the fashion, without even recognizing that that's not all I did. I realized that they don't love me. Like, I really love them, and I want to go. So at this point, I'm more hurt than angry. Because I ain't had time for it.
In this live, Noelle expresses her frustrations about Malia being Mr. Bishop's favorite.
A pregnant seashell that I found from the ocean. The ocean put it in my hand. And put it in my hand. Oh, he put it on my forehead before we fucked. And said, you're going to have my babies. And I believed it in that moment. And then fucking got 6 days late thinking I'm pregnant. Nigga was like, oh, I want Malia to have the baby first. Nigga, why you fucking me like that then?
Here's where Noelle screams at Malia about all the attention she gets.
And she said, oh, he ain't complimenting her all day.
Noelle's various expressions of jealousy. Noelle is constantly comparing her and Malia's sexual relationship with Mr. Bishop. Here's where she mentions it in the audio interview with the detectives. She also mentions that she has all the qualifications to be a better woman for Mr. Bishop, which shows she was always in competition.
Why do you pick her over you?
Because of the sex. He says sex is better. Even though I have all the qualifications for him, for him, he says the sex is better. So he's like sex. What he called you to him? He once said, I'm at this concubine. She's the queen. He literally said, Malia's queen and material is wife for a concubine.
This is all based on Noelle not getting what she wants from Mr. Bishop. In this live, Noelle admits to working with a group to keep Mr. Bishop locked up.
Yeah, we've been working behind the scenes. No, it's okay. We've been working behind the scenes for a good minute to make this all happen. Yeah, it's not just me. It's like a lot of people behind this. You know, people calling in, and people have been, you know, doing their work. But I just want to let y'all know that we are doing our best to keep them locked up.
Here's a live Noelle does after Mr. Bishop got denied bond.
All I can say is outstanding. Outstanding. Woo! And this is not necessarily for me. It's for our community at this point.
Note that Noelle says Mr. Bishop being locked up is not for her, but for the community. And by community, she means the online critics.
And thank y'all for the support. And I absolutely support you 100%. Yes, no bond. The done. Okay, the done. That's a fact.
Velvet, one of the prosecutor's witnesses, exposes the fact that Noelle was coerced to press charges for Mr. Bishop. I stand for the truth. I'm about the truth. You're not telling the whole truth. Period. That you've never done that. Ever. You don't even tell people how actually you were coerced into the shit that you did to Nature Boy to get him in jail and get him to the point that he's at right now. You didn't want to do that. You were coerced and talked to other people to do that. Here's proof that Noelle is lying during her interview with the detectives. Her story is constantly changing.
And that's why it's what happened was giving him what he wants, which he leave him alone.
But here's what she says at first.
A part of me just gave it to him because I did, you know, still cater for him.
Her first statement sounds more genuine, and the second one sounds like she's reading from a script. Perhaps a script from the online critics. Now, why would the online critics continue to do something like this to someone? Mr. Bishop explains it perfectly.
You have to ask, what's the motive behind it? You know what I'm saying? And now that we're getting out the truth that I'm not a pedophile, I'm not a child molester, I'm not a fugitive, I'm not running from the law, I'm not doing any of these things that they're saying, now we have to take that out. Now we know that's not the real reason why they're doing this. It's for the safety of the kids and all that shit. No. The real reason why you're doing it is because you're getting attention, you're making money, or you get some attention that you never had by yourself. You can't get attention by yourself, so you found someone that you can attach yourself to feed off the energy like a shadow being.
There are many online bloggers against Mr. Bishop, and they get paid to defame his character.
One, to you, and number two, to Malia, and then the rest of Carbonation, by giving false accusations, about giving false information, about giving false stories about you, about Malia, about Carbonation that I knew not to be true. I want to apologize to saying that you have a disease, or that Malia have a disease, or anybody in Carbonation has a disease, because I don't know that to be true, and I actually made it up for a storyline.
What kind of storyline?
Well, just in my mind, I said I'm going to have to use Carbonation for my content to grab the bag. So for me, ultimately, all I wanted to do was get 10 racks, right? That's all I really wanted to do was get 10 racks. I needed 10 racks, and I did it in the most disgusting, wrong way.
My name has been something that people can feed off to become somebody. And that any corpse people do and say anything. And I want to point that out, that this is the motive. Because now that I'm not a child molester, now that I don't have any charges, now that I'm not a fugitive, now that all these things that you were saying that you were doing it for are being brought out to not be true, we're narrowing down the reason why you're doing it, because of attention. Because without Nature Boy, who are you?
Now, given all of all of the evidence that proclaims Mr. Bishop's innocence, given that he is 41 with no criminal history, and that he meets all AOLA factors, why is it that after 1 year, Mr. Bishop still sits in the DeKalb County Jail with no bond granted? Why? Because Detective Moore and Panosium are using the clipped up videos from the critics to persuade the state of Georgia to refuse him bond. Here's an email from the DeKalb County detectives sent to the T, Alice Castor, inquiring about her clipped up videos of Mr. Bishop. It reads, I am Detective Blank with the DeKalb County Police Department. I am reaching out to you and inquiring of your videos you have of Nature Boy. I am aware you have been following this group, Carbonation, for some time and have interviewed multiple followers who have left the group. I was hoping you would be able to help. I would like to get in contact with those who have left, and if you have any contact with any currently in the home, as well as collect any videos you may have that show abuse, specifically physical abuse. The videos I have seen have not shown specific physical abuse. If you could share any information you have or videos of abuse you have, I would greatly appreciate it. I will need some information from you as well. I would appreciate it if at this time you will leave our conversation private so that we can continue to collect information before Nature Boy becomes aware. DeKalb County Police Department. Although the videos have nothing to do with the case at hand, Mr. Bishop has been denied bond a total of 3 times. In response to the refusal of bond, he's been trying to assert his right for a speedy trial since August 16th, 2022. Here are pictures showing Mr. Bishop desperately trying to put in a motion for a speedy trial because his public defender at that time, Steffi Yellen, refused. Mr. Bishop has been a victim of having bad representation for defending his constitutional rights, which resulted in none of his motions being answered and no bond. He also did not receive his discovery until 4 months later of being indicted at the DeKalb County Jail. It has been extremely hard for Mr. Bishop to fight his case within jail without a bond. Because Detective Moore and
Okay, you guys, so that's the end of that video right there. So again, like I always state when I do videos on Nature Boy, I always say that I'm not a life coach, counselor, marriage counselor, or anything. I give you guys my opinion only. Sometimes I give you guys stuff that I have been through in the past or maybe currently going through. But I always state this, that it's easy for a person like Bishop to lure people into his cult because of this. You can have a man or a woman in a relationship and they're not be getting the attention that they seeking from the one that they love or the person they're in a relationship with. So they get online and they express their feelings. So here come Eligio telling them all the things that they want to hear, saying you're beautiful. They're listening to the person vent. They're there for them. They will always be there for them. And so then they will say, you should come over here. I will treat you like the person that you want to be treated. I will treat you like the king or the queen that you deserve to be treated like. So then they'll go over there. Maybe the first week they'll be treated like such. They be put on a whole high pedestal. Love bombing them. They will get, all the attention that they most yearn from the person that they was with prior to going over to carbonation. And then slowly, here comes the physical abuse. Here comes the bad words. And then you try to get out. It's too late. You can't. Now you're in there putting up with the physical abuse, the sexual abuse, the verbal abuse, all the abuse that you taking because you was seeking for someone to notice you, someone to love you, just to be noticed by your significant other, and now you stuck into a toxic polyandrous relationship with this man because he showed you the attention that you wanted from your own partner. That's how I say people can get sucked into a cult because they're not getting the attention that they needed from their loved ones. So it's a thing called life. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but put your faith in God. He will see you through. I love you. God love you. And I hope you love yourself even more. Subscribe to the channel, please. thumbs up, please, please, please. I noticed that a lot of you guys view the content, but you guys won't take the initiative to even like the video. A lot of you guys don't make a comment on the video. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you disliked. Some type of engagement. That's all I ask for. Again, if you want to donate to the channel, the Cash App will be located in the description box. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you for even coming over here viewing my content. I appreciate that so much. And I thank you all. All those things. Subscribing, liking, comment, sharing. Those are all for free. That's all I ask of you to do. And again, thank you so much for coming over here and viewing my content.